Shocking secrets about Israel and the Israeli army revealed. Hello everyone, and welcome to a video essay so explosive, so potentially life-altering, that YouTube might just try to bury it deeper than Jimmy Hoffa with a side of Area 51. We're talking of course about Israel, specifically the Israeli army. Now you might think you know a thing or two about this topic. After all, it's not exactly kept under wraps. But trust me, beneath the surface of what's publicly known lies a labyrinth of secrets, surprises, and frankly some things that'll make you shout, "Hold on, they do what?" In this video we reveal some shocking facts about Israeli soldiers and Israel. We'll be diving headfirst into the rigorous training programs, the mind-boggling technology, and the sheer grit that makes this military force what it is. Stay tuned to uncover secrets that have never been shared before. This isn't just a history lesson, folks, it's about to get real. Buckle up. Buckle. Boot camp from hell. Inside the training of Israel's elite. Forget those montages and action movies, we're talking next-level training here. We're talking about pushing soldiers to the absolute brink, physically and mentally, in ways you wouldn't believe. Imagine this. You're dropped in the middle of the desert, sleep-deprived, dehydrated, and tasked with navigating back to base using only the stars. That's just Tuesday for some of these recruits. They're taught Krav Maga, a brutally efficient form of self-defense that makes MMA look like a friendly slap fight. And let's not forget the psychological aspect. These soldiers are trained to make life-or-death decisions under unimaginable pressure. We're talking about a level of mental fortitude that would make a Shaolin monk say, okay, that's a bit much. It's intense, it's demanding, and it's absolutely essential to survival in one of the most volatile regions on Earth. Tech. You won't believe Israel's military arsenal of tomorrow. Move over Silicon Valley, there's a new tech hub in town. And by tech hub, I mean a place that produces more groundbreaking military technology than some countries combined. We're talking about drones so advanced they make Predator drones look like they're powered by rubber bands and a propeller. We're talking about missile defense systems that could probably intercept a rogue bagel flying towards Tel Aviv. And don't even get me started on the cyber warfare capabilities. Let's just say, if hacking was a contact sport, Israel would be taking home the gold medal every single year. But it's not just about the big, flashy stuff. Israel is also a master of developing low-profile, highly effective equipment, like battlefield wound dressings that stop bleeding instantly. It's a potent combination of ingenuity, necessity, and a healthy dose of "we're not letting history repeat itself." Who run the world? Women in the Israeli army. Forget what you think you know about women in the military because Israel throws the stereotype right out the window, along with any preconceived notions you might have. In Israel, military service is mandatory for both men and women. That's right, mandatory. And while there are some exceptions and different roles, the underlying message is clear: everyone contributes. We're talking women in combat roles, women piloting fighter jets, women leading elite units. They're not just breaking glass ceilings, they're taking a jackhammer to the entire structure. And it's not just about proving a point. These women are highly trained, highly skilled, and absolutely essential to the defense of their country. It's a testament to the belief that true strength knows no gender, and frankly it's an area where the rest of the world could learn a thing or two. Remember that time you got hacked and lost all your carefully curated cat photos? Yeah, that's cute. Because in Israel, cyber warfare is taken to a whole other level. We're talking about a country that's basically the digital equivalent of a fortress, with firewalls thicker than a New York deli sandwich, and countermeasures that would make even the most skilled hacker weep into their energy drink. But it's not just about defense. Oh no, Israel plays offense too. We're talking about launching sophisticated cyber attacks that can cripple enemy infrastructure, disrupt communications, and generally make life very difficult for anyone foolish enough to test them in the digital realm. They've even got dedicated units of ethical hackers, trained from a young age to think like the enemy and find vulnerabilities before they become major security breaches. It's the Wild West of warfare, but with fewer cowboy hats and significantly more lines of code. Warfare isn't just about bullets and bombs, it's a psychological battleground as well, and in this arena the Israeli army is light years ahead. We're talking about soldiers who undergo rigorous mental conditioning, learning to manage fear, control their emotions, and make split-second decisions under unimaginable pressure. They're trained to resist interrogation techniques, cope with the trauma of combat, and maintain their humanity even in the most dehumanizing of situations. It's not about turning them into unfeeling machines, it's about equipping them with the mental tools to survive and thrive, both on the battlefield and when they return home. Because let's face it, the scars of war run deep, and the Israeli army understands that true strength lies in addressing the invisible wounds as well. Let's be honest, the phrase secret intelligence operations is inherently intriguing. It conjures up images of shadowy figures, clandestine meetings, and plots so complex they'd make a spy novelist break out in a sweat. And when it comes to Israel, let's just say, they don't disappoint. We're talking about a country that's been on the front lines of global intelligence gathering for decades, with a network of agents, informants, and covert operatives that stretches around the globe. They've foiled terrorist plots, rescued hostages, and neutralized threats before they even had a chance to materialize. And while the details of many of these operations remain classified, shrouded in secrecy and protected by layers of national security protocols, the whispers of their successes are enough to send chills down your spine. It's a world of espionage, intrigue, and high-stakes gambles where the line between right and wrong can get blurry, and the fate of nations often hangs in the balance. Chapter 7. Citizen Soldiers, Mandatory Service and Its Impact. Imagine graduating high school and instead of heading off to college or that summer job you really didn't want, you're handed a rifle and told to report for basic training. That's the reality for young Israelis, where military service is mandatory for both men and women. It's a system that's been in place for decades, born out of necessity and shaped by the ever-present threat of conflict. But it's also a system that's had a profound impact on Israeli society, shaping its culture, its values, and its very identity. It's created a shared experience that transcends social class, religious beliefs, and political affiliations. It's fostered a sense of national unity and purpose that's rare in today's world. But it's also come at a cost, with young people forced to put their lives on hold, their dreams deferred, as they fulfill their duty to their country. Every military has its elite units, the tip of the spear, the ones who get called in when the stakes are high and failure is not an option. But, in Israel, these units are in a league of their own. We're talking about Sayeret Matkal, the country's top special forces unit, known for their daring raids, hostage rescues, and ability to operate deep behind enemy lines. Then there's Shayatet 13, the naval commando unit, equally adept at underwater sabotage, counterterrorism operations, and boarding hostile ships with a level of precision and aggression that would make a pirate blush. And let's not forget Shaldag, the Air Force's Special Operations Unit, trained to infiltrate enemy territory by air, secure landing zones, and conduct reconnaissance missions with a level of stealth and skill that's borderline supernatural. These are the best of the best, the elite of the elite, and their exploits read like something out of an action thriller. In a region as volatile as the Middle East, where threats can emerge from all directions and alliances can shift like desert sands, having a solid defense strategy isn't just important, it's essential for survival. And Israel, let's just say they've had some time to think about this. We're talking about a country that's been surrounded by hostile neighbors since its inception, a country that's learned to fight for its existence time and time again. And out of this crucible of conflict, they've developed a set of defense strategies and doctrines that are as unique and multifaceted as the challenges they face. They've embraced a doctrine of preemptive strikes, a willingness to act decisively to neutralize threats before they can materialize. They've invested heavily in intelligence gathering, recognizing that knowledge is power, especially in the shadowy world of international espionage. And they've cultivated a culture of self-reliance, understanding that when it comes to their security, they can't afford to rely on anyone else. When we think of the military, images of combat, conflict, and destruction often come to mind. But there's another side to the Israeli army, a side that's often overlooked in the headlines but is no less important. We're talking about the humanitarian missions, the disaster relief efforts, the medical aid provided to those in need both at home and abroad. From earthquakes in Haiti to tsunamis in Southeast Asia, the Israeli army has consistently been among the first responders, providing medical assistance, setting up field hospitals, and distributing aid to those who've lost everything. They've also been active in providing humanitarian aid to Syrian civilians, caught in the crossfire of their country's civil war, treating wounded refugees and providing essential supplies. It's a side of the Israeli army that rarely makes the headlines, but it's a testament to their compassion, their humanity, and their unwavering commitment to helping those in need, regardless of their nationality or creed. So there you have it. The Israeli army, a force shaped by history, driven by necessity, and bound by a deep sense of duty to protect their nation. We've delved into the grueling training, the cutting-edge tech, and the unwavering commitment that defines this military force. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. But most importantly, we want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments which fact shocked you the most. Did we miss anything? Let's keep the conversation going.